welcome to Unapologetically Bunny, where we just had a technical issue. And am I here? Yay, you can hear me. I'm talking to myself, Ultimately, I'm arrogant enough to only want to hear myself talk, so it worked out really nicely. But we are here live on the 405, and I am your host, the Bunny. And, doing this from Wyoming, wouldn't it be really cool if I was sitting in some lovely cabin 7,000 feet up in the air, watching the snow gracefully fall to the ground? Yeah, that's not how it works. Actually, I'm in my bedroom on a headset, hoping my children don't interrupt the show and staring at laundry I need to put away. But hey, it's all about the glamour here on Unapologetically Bunny. And thank you so much for being here tonight, you guys. This is like week 4 already. Doesn't it seem like I was just sitting here going, oh my gosh, we're on a new station. Well, here we are on week 4. And we're here because you guys keep coming back for more, you gluttons, you. So glad you're here. So, we have a really fun-filled show tonight, folks. Chainsaw-filled show tonight, even. Just for you guys, because we're talking about sexism. Now, I know some of you may have seen I was talking about sex or something. Sorry, pervs, different show. We're talking about sexism tonight and the GOP. Yeah, don't get excited. But, at the same time, we're talking about sexism and GOP messaging. And believe it or not, there is actually a tie there that we're going to talk about. But I got to talk about sexism. Because today I was called a sexist. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those people who think only men can be sexists. There are plenty of hyena sea hags out there who are totally sexist. So I know it's not a man thing or a woman thing. But it was shocking how I was called a sexist. I know that women say dumb things and men say dumb things. And really, sexism is about attributing factors to a certain sex. Whether that is women do one thing, men do another. So really, sexism doesn't have to be a horrible thing. But being called a sexist for something that is odd got my attention and made me really start thinking about what's going to happen in the next 2 years. Because, we know that the Democrats are going to try and run a woman in 2016 because, they were the party that ran the black guy. So now they got to do the woman thing. And that in and of itself is sexist. But they don't even realize they're racist, so we won't go there. But the discussion happened today, as often does with me. There is this act. Congress is in now, and Congress is doing some things, and woohoo, Keystone Pipeline. But they're doing some things, and they're talking about legislation. And women were, of course, pushing this Women Health Protection Act, which is fancy language for abortions are us, okay? That's the law. So I get kind of pissy about it because I get really tired of the notion that women's health care is abortion. We don't get cancer or have heart disease or anything else goes wrong with our bodies. Oh, no. The only health care things we have are abortion. So I got fussy and, me, I had to say something about how that is not my health care. Women's health care is not about abortion. Not in my opinion. Sorry, abortion is death. That's not really health care, right? So, I'm shy. So I pop that up. And this woman says, I'm a sexist because I don't think that abortion is women's health care. Yeah, that makes me a sexist. Interesting, don't you think? And I've come to the conclusion that the left really is focused on messaging. And here we go with GOP messaging. Hey guys, I'm talking to you. They are really good at screwing up real ideas with good messaging. And I really think they sit around in like these coffee shops talking about how to piss us off and how to get away with things. I always have this vision of like women sitting together going, yeah, that whole abortion thing is really not a good word. So let's call it pro-choice because, yeah, choice is bitchin'. Let's do that. And, I don't think that we should call abortion because that's not good either. Let's call it healthcare. And then we can say we're totally for choice in healthcare. Instead of saying, hey, we're evil bitches who want to kill babies out of convenience, that is a much better sell, don't you think? So I think they sit around with those messaging ideas. And of course, those ideas are counterproductive to being a woman in my mind. If all that matters to us in our messaging is the ability to abort children, we've really lost ourselves, ladies. And you know what? If I don't think that abortion is my health care, then fine, by God, I'm a sexist because I really don't agree with that. There are plenty of things that can go wrong with your body that have nothing to do with your vagina if you're a woman. I know, shocking. Talk to the left and all we have are our vaginas. That's the only part of the body we apparently have. We don't have a heart or we don't have a stomach or intestines or legs or a spine. No, sorry. Women, you're just a vagina. Yeah, drives me insane. How is that not sexist? How is that not on the wrong side of this discussion? It has come to my attention, and I don't understand it, so maybe you guys can help me, that abortion is like the woman's issue suddenly. Like all that women care about is abortion. And all they want to make sure is that old evil white dudes don't take away their ability to kill on demand. Oh, and without apology. That's really nice too. Yeah, I will kill my child who's unborn because I want to, and I will not apologize for that. Wow, you are one tough bitch, lady, let me tell you. Way to go. You are showing that evil white man by killing those defenseless babies. Woo, women power. I don't get it. I don't understand. And you know what? There are politicians who feed it. We better make sure women think that we're going to protect their ability to abort because, then they're not going to vote for us. And for some reason, that worked in 2012 when 72% of dumb bitches voted for Obama. And oh my gosh, it was really mean. I said the bitch word. Yes, I'm a sexist, so I guess I can say that. But this discussion on abortion, and I know we really should just do a whole show on this topic, because for me, I'm not exactly a shy person on my stances, and I kind of am direct, but on abortion, I'm unwavering, and I am. It's a really tough topic for me to understand how you could not say this is wrong when 97% of abortions are done out of convenience, not out of rape, not out of health needs. It's convenience. How can you say that's a good thing? How can you not be outraged that we have to somehow, we are so far removed from reality and morality that we have to legislate what life is? I don't understand this about our people now. In my mind, it just makes sense that we don't kill our unborn because they are human beings. Oh, and that was a whole nother ball of fun with I had a lefty talk to me about fundamental rights. Yeah, there's nothing like discussing the Constitution with a leftist because, they hate the Constitution, unless, of course, you're trying to use it to hurt your argument, which is always fun because they are always two steps behind when they're talking about the Constitution because they don't understand it. They don't get it. So the whole fundamental right behind abortion, that whole, they said it was the 14th Amendment. Yeah, it was an interesting day talking about abortion with those and being called a sexist because of my stance on the whole notion that my health care is not abortion. Yeah, it was an interesting thing. Women, and you know what? I'm sorry. I have to apologize. I am a woman. Yeah, I know a lot of people in social media think I'm a dude, but I promise you, I do not have a penis. But lots of women are just stupid about these things. And ladies, I'm sorry if that makes you angry. Smoochies and smoochies, I'm a sexist, get over it. But we are stupid about some of these things. We get taken advantage of because we don't think for ourselves. We get the notion that, well, it's my right to have an abortion. It ain't no one taking that right away. Well, no, it is not your right to have an abortion. Rights are very specific, ladies. They have put you in a place, because I'm not in that place because I don't buy this shit. They have put you in a place to think that you're fighting for your rights when you're trying to do this whole abortion thing. And it's really not. It's really this horrible notion that you're irresponsible and can't be accountable. So you're going to kill babies and do what you need to do. And I'm sorry, guys, you're not innocent in this either. I saw someone say today, well, women just want to have sex and be promiscuous. I'm like, you know what, whatever. But too many men go, oh, it's your body, not my choice. Oop, yeah, not my business. You do what you need to do. Yeah, you guys are just as guilty as the bitches having these things. So Merry Christmas from this sexist, because I'm so tired of this notion that women are nothing more than vaginas and care about nothing more than our health care. Yeah, our health care, aka abortions. And we're going to get into later on with my guest who's going to come on. And he's not a chick, he's a dude, so that's sexist too. Jake McLean's going to be on to talk with me a little bit about GOP messaging and what we can do, because you know what, our messaging really sucks. And we need to figure out a better way to talk to people. And part of that is looking at what is sexism, what is racism, because whether or not we agree that these things are part of what's going on in our party, we got to address them. We got to talk about these things, and we've got to be smarter than the left is being. And I'm sorry, I hate to give them credit for anything. And hey, haters, I know you're listening. Big kisses to you. I hate to give them credit, guys, but they are better at this. They are better at messaging. So what do? With the whole sexism thing in abortion today, I could have been nicer to this person, but I lost my patience. So maybe patience is something we should work on. Nah, fuck that. I'm not going to be patient either. Oh my gosh, you guys. And here's a big thing. I have not dropped an F-bomb on my show in almost a year. And I just did it. Someone write that down. Someone write that down that I dropped the F-bomb. It is January 29th. It is 7:12 in the Mountain Time Zone. And I'm sorry, you East Coasters, but there is a time zone beyond yours. Yeah, that's mine. And we dropped an F-bomb on the Bunny Show. My gosh, now it really is a Bunny Show. But speaking back to messaging, when we bring in Jake at this half hour, we're going to talk about what he's doing. He's looking at old, antiquated ideas behind the GOP. I call it the grand old fogey party because I'm sorry, when they talk about these old white men, we have plenty of those guys. Hello, John McCain, I'm talking to you. We have plenty of those guys that we have to figure out a better way to talk to younger people. So, it should be a really great second half. When I come back from this break and getting a drink of water, we're going to go over this week's top 10 douche bags. So stay put and stay sassy. We'll be right back.
Remember, the bigger they are, I am, repeat. Unapologetically, buddy!
Hey, are you conservative in the world of liberal?
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah!
Well, you're not the only one. I'm Daniel Stafford, host of the Stafford Voice. Each week, I'll bring you the events, and together we'll learn about how they affect you. So sit back and get ready to laugh and cry your way through the good, the bad, and the ugly of talk radio. Every Thursday night at 11 o'clock Eastern, right here on the 405.
Coming soon to the 405 radio.
Here come the spy dolphins.
I sold my food stamp money for Doritos and wheat.
I call them the Mary-Kate and Ashley of outrage.
Bras are completely racist. End all bras.
A show that's different from those that aren't so different. Real, serious nonsense. Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on the 405 radio.
We're on the 405.
And we are back from the break. I always laugh when I hear some of the promos. I can't help it. But the one I love hearing about the spy dolphins. I can't do Angie as well as Angie does Angie, and that might sound bad, but I can't do her. But it's the spy dolphins. I always laugh. You are here with Unapologetically Bunny. It is January 29th, and I'm still in Wyoming, and thank you for being here. Before I get started on our top 10 douchebags of the week, I have to say a very happy birthday to a friend of mine his birthday is today, and he is spending some of his time with me listening to the show. So happy birthday, Slickery Trigger on Twitter. Happy birthday to you. May all your birthday wishes come true. Yeah, so we are back, and we're going to talk about the top 10 douchebags of the week. As many of you know, these nominations come from you good people in social media. These do not typically come from my brain, although occasionally I will toss in my own ideas. So thank you for being part of the show and sending in your comments and your ideas, because really that's what makes the show fun, is you're part of it and you get to listen to see if your douchebag made the list. So here we go. At number 10 is the city of Seattle's garbage collectors for shaming people who put food scraps in their garbage. Wow. So this story really cracked me up. Apparently in Seattle, if you throw away banana peels, you're going to get a nasty note from the city or whoever, because throwing away food scraps is a waste or naughty, I guess. So anyway, at number 9 is Sheldon Richman, who wrote a piece on Reason.com called "The American Sniper Was No Hero," where he compared Chris Kyle to the Sandy Hook gunman. Oh, I know, it gets better. He said the only reason Kyle went to Iraq was that Bush and Cheney launched a war of aggression against the Iraqi people. Yeah. He also talks about Nazis in the same breath. Nazis, Chris Kyle, the Sandy Hook shooter. They have so much in common. I guess if you're a liberal dipshit, they have a lot in common together, but no, it makes him a douchebag. What really sent Kyle over there, Sheldon, was a bunch of evil Muslims crashing planes into our buildings. But, I digress, and you're a douchebag at number 9. At number 8 is NBC's, and I'm going to totally butcher his last name, and that doesn't matter because he sucks anyway. Mo Yeldon, I guess. He suggested that the real American Sniper was a racist. Yeah, Chris Kyle was a racist who went on a killing spree. Yeah, so it wasn't that Chris Kyle was going to go out and do his job for the military. He was a racist, so he went out there and killed people because he was a racist. Yeah. So that makes him, was it Mo Yeldon, a douchebag at number 8. At number 7 is John Boehner. Boehner has made the list a lot lately, guys, and I love your equal opportunity douchebag group. Thank you for being fair and objective. There we go. John Boehner said he was the Tea Party before there was a Tea Party. Yeah, let that sink in for a minute. John Boehner was the Tea Party before there was a Tea Party. Yeah, that made me laugh out loud, actually. And of course, he's always a douchebag, and he's been a douchebag for quite a while now. But that statement alone, it's kind of like when he said he was like the most, anti-establishment guy in the legislative body. Yeah, right. Sure you are, John. Sure you are. You're a douchebag at number 5. Number 6 is Loretta Lynch. Yes, Loretta Lynch taking Holder's spot. You all know Loretta. And her willingness to be another Obama tool, thank you for that, against freedom, the Constitution, and our rule of law, and for her support of Obama's amnesty, and stating that illegals have the same right to work as U.S. citizens. Ugh, who are these people? They really don't have the same right to work as we do because they're not citizens. They're here illegally. They broke the law to be here. And you're saying that these criminals have a right to work here, even though they broke the law to be here. Oh, Loretta, you make no sense, and you're a douchebag at number 6. Number 5 is Senator Lindsey Graham for having a boner for Loretta Lynch. I don't know who you people are who write these things, but this made me giggle. The idea that he has a boner at all is really creepy, but having a boner for Loretta Lynch, yeah. Graham is in general, I've had a real problem with him even since I first started getting involved in social media and blogging and being on the air, because technically he doesn't think that those of us who are not working for traditional media should have First Amendment protection. Oh, yeah, he'd love to shut us down because they want to shut us up. Because, right now we know the traditional media is saying what they traditionally should say, and that makes him okay. But the bloggers and the social media people and those of us on the air saying other things, he wants to shut us down. So for that and the fact that he has a boner at all, but for Loretta Lynch makes him a douchebag at number 5. Number 4 is Jesse Ventura. I know, right? I would say Jesse Ventura once again for bashing Chris Kyle. They say he said he is not a hero and he has no honor. And this one guy said, I think he's just mad that he wasn't mentioned in American Sniper, so he could sue the Kyle family for more money. I saw, and I used this today, there was an image of Justin Bieber, and he's all close up making that sweet little face, and it says, more of a man than Jesse Ventura, and I thought that was really funny. So I used that, and I congratulated the governor for being a douchebag on the list at number 4. Number 3, the meteorologists who predicted Juno. Snowmageddon! Run for your life. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I hate to laugh at you people on the East Coast, but those of us who live in the mountains, I get it. We get a lot of snow, and it's, it's white stuff. It's what happens to water when it gets too cold. There you go. That's snow. I get it. You don't get as much as we do. But, the cities were being shut down, and there was a curfew, and you couldn't be out after 11 o'clock because of snow and Juno. And, and I understand that they didn't want to have the first responders out in it, that it's dangerous, but this, just the absolute drama around the snowstorm. I hate to be snotty, but in Wyoming we call that January. We call that winter. That's what happens this time of year. So you meteorologists, you scared everybody. You're douchebags at number 3. Number 2, Cosmopolitan and their chocolate butthole. I can't make these things up, guys. Cosmopolitan said the ideal gift for your boyfriend for Valentine's Day is a chocolate butthole. Yeah, I don't, I'm not one to judge. Hey, live your life. If you like chocolate buttholes, that's your prerogative, but not for me. I don't go, gee, it's Valentine's Day. I wish I had a chocolate butthole. I don't get it. Oh, I'm sorry. And I'm just kidding. They actually didn't make the list at number 2, but I wanted to talk about the chocolate butthole so bad that I put them there. Actually, at number 2 are the Democrats crying over the Senate passing the Keystone Pipeline, as if this was any surprise. Hello, we have a Republican majority in the Senate. Are you really surprised they passed it? Hello, don't be that way. Republicans want people to go back to work. Yeah, we're tired of people not making do. So here we have it. We're talking about the idea of work and really doing something that matters and taking care of your family. And the pipeline will do that. The pipeline creates jobs. Yeah, lots and lots of them. Not to mention more energy independence. Oh my gosh, how horrible of us to want to do that. How horrible of us to want to rely on our own country to do things. Yeah. So you know what, you guys, you Democrats crying about it, and there were so many of these people. Oh, Obama, you better veto this, Obama. You better care about the country and the planet, Obama. You better veto it, Obama. Even though the majority wants this, Obama, use your pen and sign it in, sir. Put people back to work. And you Democrats crying about it, you are douchebags. At number 2. And of course, we were speaking about buttholes earlier. This is a nice segue into number 1 on the douchebag list. And notice I did not use the word chocolate butthole because God knows someone would say I'm being racist, because we know Obama is the number 1 douchebag and get the whole chocolate butthole. And I'm going to get hate mail. Uh-oh. No, that's not good. I heard a chainsaw. But Obama, of course, is number 1. As always, we give that due respect to the office and to our president as being the number 1 douchebag, and he's a chocolate butthole. I'm sorry, the show has digressed, and I probably owe somebody some cookies and some punch at this point for sitting and listening to the chocolate butthole thing. But that was just so damn funny. And Obama is a douchebag at number 1.
Oh, I can hear you.
Is that you, Jake? Can you hear me?
Dan, Skippy, I can.
Is this Jake from State Farm? I've wanted to say that all day.
I'm better looking than him. I'm better looking.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Now you're here. Paul is here. I'm here. Can you guys in the chat room hear us? Please say yes in the chat room. Internet radio.
Right.
The joys of it.
That's a great chat room. Hey, when you said chocolate bubbles, I kept thinking you were talking Ferguson protesters.
Hey, oh boy, now we're really in trouble because I didn't say that. I did refer to the president as a chocolate butthole, but
No. You let me say that on the air, please.
You want to say the president is a chocolate butthole?
No. I want to say the protesters. Everybody calls the president. Everybody calls that the president. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to take the heat off of you.
Oh, I appreciate you that. You're there for me. I'm getting a message. Hold on 1 second. I have the producer telling me he can't hear me. Okay, he's just reconnecting. So you know what? Even if not, we have a podcast. So you and I will talk, and if no one hears us, well, you know what? They'll have to listen to it later.
No.
Oh, my God.
No. You'll just have the Chevy Chase show.
It has been one of those nights. I think to myself, I'm all prepared, and I'm not. And so, damn it. Jake, what are you doing about?
We on the air?
Hmm? I think that, they hear us. Yes, now. Did you guys hear him talk about referring to Ferguson protesters as chocolate buttholes? Because, I didn't say that. He did.
Yeah, I was the one that said that. Yeah,
I'll give that to you, Jake.
Buttholes,
It's Jake from State
Farm. What did you say?
I said I'll let you have that, Jake from State Farm. Okay, So tell me about you. What's the deal? You're an actor, right?
Yes, I am.
And you've been doing it?
Yes, I am.
You're an actor for 10 years?
I've been doing it about 10 years. I've been doing small time for about 10 years. I took about a year and a half off from going back into the thing. Part of the reason was because of tweet Obamacare, and another reason just basically take a deep breath, find out what was going on. But everything's going well, and I came up with this idea now.
And so you have this new idea. Well, I didn't realize the tweet Obamacare had actually gotten you on with Cavuto and Hannity and Huckabee. When did you do all that?
It wasn't Hannity. Not Hannity. It got me on after about 250 pages. I tried to get another. I couldn't understand. I couldn't quite understand what was going on because that's what I said on the original interview, that I'm with everybody else. I'm still learning myself. So once I didn't know, I handed it off to a doctor and a cancer patient, and they finished it.
Wow. So the whole point was because Nancy Pelosi said we need to read the bill to know what's in it. But to pass it to know what's in it, no one read it. So you were reading it for people.
Yeah, and plus the fact that when Nancy Pelosi said that, I don't know if I totally believe, and I'm not. Don't take this, and I'm some liberal when I say something like this, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm not. But I'm just being completely honest. I'm saying this. When Nancy Pelosi said it is full of BS.
Yes.
It's like, of course, they read something, but I think she's saying it that she thinks that people are stupid because they don't read themselves, because they don't read it themselves, and that's what came to my head. People aren't reading the Obamacare themselves. They're either complaining or they love it based off the fact of what's on the television. They're too lazy or they're too anything or too complacent.
Sure.
And that's what I was doing there at that time. And the thing is, I only started paying attention to politics about 28 years old. I'm 36 now.
Oh,
so it
you're
took me
so
a while
old.
really.
You're such an old dude.
Well, hey, I feel no. I feel 21. So hey.
Well, I feel 41, and that works for me because I am that age.
Hey, you're sexy. Hey, you're sexy about that.
No.
You know what I mean?
I got to tell you, though, you said something, and I have to go back to this. You said Nancy Pelosi thinks we're stupid. She's right. Mm-hmm. And Gruber even admitted that, a couple of years later. It's like, yeah, we expected you to be stupid enough to let us pass this. So they knew what they were doing. She knew we were too stupid.
Guess what? All politicians, in a way, think that. It's like, you were talking about John Boehner earlier, right?
Ugh,
about in the douche bag category?
Yeah.
He thought.
You know what? Okay, no, I'll be honest. There are parts of Wyoming, like there's Muddy Gap, Wyoming, where like 5 people live. This is true. You probably could do that there. Where I live, it's a little pricier. But the point is.
Yeah, $35.
Yeah,
I know,
40,
Sorry,
whatever. No, but I'm telling you, in Wyoming, they still care. If you look at, they have all these things about Wyoming, and I'm always bragging because Wyoming is run really well in the government side, and we're always in the black, and we don't have a ton of laws. I mean, that's cool about Wyoming. DC is not like that.
Hey, Ferguson's always in the black, but in a different way.
Oh, my. If you know what, if you get me protested, I will send you cookies. That's really funny.
That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm doing this. You get enough protests. Let's get you on me for once.
Oh, you know what? But it won't matter. What'll happen is it'll be you said that, but then it'll be Bunny said this and this and this because Bunny's a racist and sexist and Bunny hates everybody. I wish I was half as powerful or evil as they say I am, because boy, I would actually be doing something effective. They really have created this thing about me that's not true.
You have the chainsaws. Come on.
I have the chainsaws, but you know what? They don't understand this.
And it shows, because even California and New York, we had like 49 to 42 when we lost, in those 2 states.
Right.
We don't get that with higher voting turnouts, not in California and New York. Those are, in the last 30 years, have been Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never that close. Here's the issue, is the other side did not vote on the midterms. But we're too cocky right now. The reason being is because, here's the thing. The last 60 years, the Democrats have had 3 absolutely rock star, and come with me on this, they are absolute rock star candidates.
Yeah.
They have had Kennedy, they have had Clinton, and they've had Obama.
Yeah.
Kennedy was the guy who was in stylish Italian suits, beautiful women, and plenty of them.
Oh yeah.
And the stuff like that. He was out on the boat. He was always playing football. He was always swimming. Fresh. He was also 44 years old, and he was all fresh, and he was running, and everything. And see, later on now we know about his back problems and everything, but in the things he looks like he's a fresh young guy. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And he has all these great ideas. And to this day, he'd be a Republican.
Oh, he totally would be a Republican.
Oh yeah. And it's like all these ideas and all that kind of stuff like that, and it's all fresh. And who's his? And they was like, and who is the person he faced? Nixon, who looked about 80. It was like 85 years old then.
He always looked like he smelled a fart. There's nothing good about Nixon.
He looked absolutely grouchy, and he looked old, and he looked way before his time, and he had nothing that impressive to his name, and he always looked like he never smiled. He didn't want to.
And he wore a bad suit on black and white TV. Yeah, he was horrible.
Yeah. And then you have Clinton. He goes on the Arsenio Hall show, and he's saxophone. He plays the saxophone, and he's going on these different shows, and and I'm not saying this based off, we already know what Clinton is. We already know Kennedy. We already know Obama. I'm just saying this based off of the idea of what their perception.
No, it's good though. It shows us they've had some winners. They really have.
Yeah, and it's like, and the thing is, Clinton, and he's been on talk shows, and here's the thing: to this day, Clinton is an amazing. Let me say this, and don't take this on the wrong way when it comes to politics. I don't hate Bill Clinton. It's like, do I agree with all his politics? No, but he's charismatic.
Yes,
he's charming.
Yes.
You could go over there and sit down at a table with him. I mean, of course, we can say the woman joke all we want to, but you can go over there and sit with him and have a coffee, have a beer, have anything, and just talk all the time. He's incredibly charming.
He is,
and he's very charismatic.
I've met him.
And
trust me.
And it's like, and then you have his wife who has the charisma of a lampshade.
Oh, she's horrible.
But you have, and it's like, but you have Bill, and then you had Obama, who went on the Disney Channel. He used the internet, all of this stuff like that. He's young, he's fresh, he's talking about all of these ideas.
Right.
He's doing all this stuff like that. Who were the other? Like I said, we had Nixon the first time, Bob Dole the second time.
Bob Dole.
I can't move my arm.
You had a robot.
I don't know if I was Dole or Nixon there, but still,
Same thing.
I mean, and then you have McCain, McCain brings in Palin, who has a lot of charisma, but she's about as astute on foreign policy as Obama is on the economy.
Yeah, I know.
And then you have all of this stuff, and it's like, guess what? If you put a +1 with McCain's foreign policy and a -1 with Palin, still get a 0. and guess what? It's still 0, and guess what? You're going to have Obama win. Guess what? I mean, that's what happened with that. And guess what? No matter what we want to say with Obama, Obama's educated when it comes to the world.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest thing. And the point of the right track is we need to get a younger, fresher Republican Party in there. We need to start it from the grassroots, the ground up. We need to go get kids that, the high school Republican parties, the college Republican parties, kids that can go as Republicans into their legislatures and start, like the kid, what was she, in Alaska or something like that, or West Virginia? West Virginia, yeah. She went into her legislature when at 18 years old, she was Republican. We need a lot more of those to be able to get something fresh. But the average, just to bring back what I was saying, the average age of the Republicans in the last 60 years, all of them was like about 67, 68 years old.
And here's the other thing about McCain is that really I don't think any Republican was going to win in that election. And I really think what the GOP did was they're like, here's our sacrificial lamb because he's been bitching and he wants to run. So we're going to put him up there so he'll shut up and go away. I don't think.
And then we had Romney.
And then we had Romney. Yeah, Romney.
And then we had Romney. Let me say this about Romney. He could have negotiated. If he's the president, he can negotiate with the Democrats and Republicans. He's a master negotiator, wonderful businessman.
Right.
But he's still boring. I mean, you look at his family pictures. Have you seen his family pictures?
They're
all
beautiful.
Blue with black slacks. All blue with black slacks. I don't know if he's in a family picture or if he's basically in a retail store. I mean, he's in a Brooks Brothers magazine. Seriously, it's like
his family. Now, to be fair, his family is beautiful. He did take the picture. He has the grandchild that is a mixed race. And remember, they got made fun of for doing that. But I get what you're saying.
They're a beautiful family, but they're not allowed to dress anything other than blue and blue slacks. It's like, what? I mean,
it's hard to relate.
But I mean, absolutely, it's hard to relate. I'm a biggest capitalist alive. I want to make $500 million myself, $1 billion. I want to be the richest man in the world, but have a little flash with it. I mean, seriously.
We need someone with a little swag. Is that what you're saying? In the
swagger. I mean, I'm not saying he needs to clock around his thing and do a little Rick Ross. I'm not saying that, but at I mean, have some jokes once in a while. I mean, don't just do it on your documentary, which was boring too. But the point I'm making, though, and I'm sorry if I'm dominating the whole thing.
No, you can dominate if you wanted. Go ahead. You're good.
The point I'm making on all this is the last Republican that really made a difference in this whole thing was Reagan. And do you want to know why? Because he was an old grandpa that does things.
Yeah.
He was 69 when he got elected. He was the old grandpa that did things. He chopped down trees. He rode horses, jumped horses.
Yeah.
He went out and he was fixing on things. I mean, I have a buddy of mine who's a pro wrestler, so I use the pro wrestling thing. Hulk Hogan. He's like 61 now.
Yeah.
He's the grandpa. Now he's the cool grandpa that does things. Has his own beach nightclub. Has his own beach shop. He races boats. He rides motorcycles. Has a wife that's 25 years younger. And I mean, he's now the cool grandpa that does things.
Yes, I agree.
And so now Reagan was that. But guess what? Who do we have in the last years after that? George Bush the first one was boring.
Yeah.
Then I said Dole.
Yeah.
Then W was just around because he was basically Tim Tebow of his time.
Yeah.
He was just, I mean, Clinton couldn't keep his pants up. So you have the Tim Tebow of his time who's really nice. And I love.
It was either him or Al Gore, and it wasn't. Although we never hear the damn end of it. Well, he won the popular vote. Yeah, he's a schmuck. It doesn't matter. He didn't win the damn election.
And take this. I'm a big Tim Tebow fan, so I say it in that thing. But he's the Tim Tebow of his time. It's like the guy. When Clinton can't keep his drawers up. He drops his drawers all the time. You have this guy who's in bed at 9 o'clock at night, and he's faithful to his wife, regardless of what his past was.
Yeah.
Then you have, but even not that exciting. And then let's see, you had after his thing was over, what did I say? McCain and then Romney.
Right.
It's like, here's the deal: you have Rubio there, but Rubio isn't showing much of flash himself.
Well, okay, so
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Go ahead.
But here's the thing. Rubio didn't vote on the Keystone Pipeline. There are some things that really bother me. Now, I understand that, people will keep talking about, well, we need the Latino vote and we need the woman vote and we need the best man for the job is what we need. And I don't know who it is at this point. I like Scott Walker, but is he what we really need? So I think what we really are running into is this notion of we don't know who the perfect GOP guy is anymore.
What scares me?
I know it's not Santorum. I don't want Santorum in there. I know it's not Huckabee. Who is it?
Santorum. I mean, you think Romney's boring? He makes Romney look like Rick Ross.
Oh my God, he's horrible. He's so horrible. And Huckabee.
I think Santorum has sex like once a year, and that's himself.
I don't want to think about that. But here's the thing.
I love his sweater vest. I love his sweater vest from Craigslist. Oh, they're horrible.
He scares me. And Huckabee says stuff like, the women shouldn't swear, so he'd hate my ass. And then he talks about how women should go to the bathroom together. We can't have that messaging anymore. How do we fix it? How do we do it?
Santorum. No, but before you bring up my thing, Santorum. We'll go back to 1587 with him. It's like. I mean, as I said, I make fun of Romney, but he makes Romney look like a rapper.
So
he's
what do
boring.
we need?
It's like,
how do we do it?
What we need.
What do we need?
What we have got to do. Guess what? Have I had energy in this whole interview?
Yes. I'm worn out. You've exhausted me. Way to go. No, you're good. But
guess what? Obama had energy in his whole election. Clinton had a ton of energy in his whole election. And then if you look at YouTube, so did Kennedy, and a ton of it.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing about and as I said, Democrats become socialists. It's become ridiculous. It's become ridiculous. But let me say this: they get to that thing. Let me say this: as the actor, you've got to look at energy, and you have to. Even though we need the issue, we've got to get some showbiz in. We have to.
I agree.
I'm sorry. This is a different world now, everybody. A different world. This is not just we can watch the 5 o'clock news with Bob Schieffer, 6 o'clock news with Bob Schieffer. This isn't that anymore.
No,
this is not Walter Cronkite. I wish you had a Walter Cronkite because he actually talked news. but I wish it. But this is not it.
No.
This is not the thing anymore. We have YouTube. We have the fake yuck, in the middle of the Young Turks. We have that idiot.
Yeah.
We have, and then we have the sweetheart Chainsaw Bunny here, which is
of
awesome.
Course. Yes,
we have,
I'm awesome.
And we have everybody now, which means you need to have some flash, some style, some everything. You have to open eyes. Why is Romney number one? Why is Jeb Bush number one?
I don't know.
This is what you're talking about.
This freaks me out. Romney's lost three times. 3 times. I love Scott Walker. I like Walker.
You talked about Walker?
Yeah.
He's too due. That's the problem. He's too due to lose. He's won 3 in a row in the last 4 years. The odds against him.
But he's a badass. He beat them 3 times. That's the thing, though, too. And I get it. The odds, I get that. But there's something about him when he went into the lion's den of the unions and told them to go to hell, and he won. I want that fire.
I love it. I love it too. I love it too. But it's like he's a badass at one, but he won by narrower and narrower and narrower votes, and now we're getting into a federal election.
Yes, this is true.
And that's the thing. That's where it's due. And that is where life is. It's the odds are just against you in a lot of ways. I hate to say that part.
Well,
and the Democrats, guess what? Then here's the thing about the Democrats. If Hillary goes in, we've won, regardless. Hillary, as I said, she's a lampshade. But guess what? Elizabeth Warren scares me because she's a horrible woman, but she scares me because she has energy that Hillary does not.
Yeah.
And she is old, but she's old, but she acts about 35.
She does.
And she has that energy.
And she speaks their language. She speaks that weird, crazy, socialist, everybody loves each other, give us your money. She said if Republicans don't give up their guns, we'll take them from them. They love that.
And just like, guess what? You're talking about Santorum I made it for a joke. Put Santorum against her, and it's probably like Reagan Mondale.
Oh,
and that's probably worse. And it's like, guess
horrible.
what? Well, you're putting someone that has all this energy that can try to relate to the world of the working man versus a cult leader.
I know.
You might as well. That's what it is. But this is why I'm saying this is what right track is. Younger, fresher, better. Get the relation. Oh, and by the way, while we are at it, I'm not saying that we need to agree with some of the things with immigration, with gay marriage, all that. We don't have to agree with it. We need to start wondering about it and studying it.
How about having our own solutions for a change?
Yes. Yeah. It's like, but what's our thing? It's like we need to, and I said, don't ever take this wrong, that I am saying that we need to have this immigration, we need to have stuff like that with gay marriage, and we need to agree with gay marriage. Here's the thing about I'm going to say this. Here's the thing about gay marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Marriage, regardless of gay or straight, is usually older people. More and more younger people are waiting.
Yeah.
Hell, my dad was 50 when I was born. I'm a second marriage person. He was 50 when I was born. He started the whole thing, I believe. I just make that joke up, but he started the whole thing. You have these people. There's more and more getting kids at 55, 60. My uncle was 57 when he had his kid.
Jeez.
And it's like, then there's Chuck Norris, who was 63 when he had twins, I believe, or 61 or something.
Yeah, but that's
They're
Chuck
having
Norris.
Kids. You did it. Yeah. You want me to do jokes about Chuck Norris' sperm? I can do it all day.
Oh.
But I'm saying everybody's having kids later. Everybody's getting married later.
Yeah.
It isn't the gay marriage thing. It's gay control when it comes to the militants. Because they don't want to get married. It's just like straights. They don't want to get married. They want control.
Dude, okay, you know what? You have eaten up your whole half hour. What I want you to do is tell people where they find you, because you have plenty of energy to share with them. Where do they find you on social media?
Well, you can find me at track_right. That is the main thing. Track_right. That is my Twitter.
Awesome.
And I will be. And as the time comes along, if I can get myself 1,000, if I can get myself, I have 700 followers. If I can get 1,000 followers, I'm starting a Facebook page, and 10,000 is going to start me a website, which I'm going to start the website. And 100,000 will do a podcast, and 1 million I'll start a TV thing. That's what my promises are.
Nice.
But that's where I'm doing.
Sweet.
And I have these things, plus the fact I'm going to be aiming for my career and all that stuff too. So root for me, and hopefully I'll get myself into the world.
I always root for fellow conservatives. My friend, I have really enjoyed having you on the show. You were a hoot. Chocolate butterholes
and
I
hope to be back. I hope to be back.
Anytime, and maybe we won't break it next time. All right, my friend, you have a good night, and I will see you out on social media. Thanks, Jake. Take care.
Go get the chainsaw.
I got one right here. I'm good. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, y'all, so this was an interesting show. You know, what we proved, though, is conservatives go on and bunnies with chainsaws never say die and all that crap. But anyway, I appreciate you guys being here with me tonight. Thank you for staying put. Please stick around for Real Serious Nonsense with Angie and Cole. And we'll see if he can break their show, too. I'm just giving him a hard time. Don't be hard on him. It's hard taking care of me anyway. I was glad to hear with you guys tonight. Have a great week. I will see you next week, and take care. Bye-bye.